Standard operating procedures, also known as SOPs, are the backbone of a well-run Amazon business. With a platform constantly changing, having clear, up-to-date processes in place is essential. In this video, we will introduce you to a powerful SOP library with over 900 detailed procedures covering everything from listing optimization to solving error codes. And if you want to access these proven SOPs for your Amazon business, you will find the link below in the description below.
Hello, Noah. Welcome to the Orange Click YouTube channel to talk about SOPs and especially to introduce a very cool SOP library that my Amazon guy has put together for Amazon sellers to make their lives way, way easier and also the lives of their team members. Before we go into discussing what this SOP library is, what kind of topics are covered, how sellers could actually get access to it, could you first introduce yourself a little bit and also tell us what my Amazon guy is doing on a daily basis to help Amazon sellers?
Absolutely. So I am our sales director here at my Amazon guy. So I lead our entire sales department. I was formerly on our brand management side as well, working directly as client accounts. The history even before that is I've worked in several agencies, owned my own consultancy for quite a while, and have had multiple of my own brands. So my experience across e-commerce and Amazon is pretty varied, and the same thing goes for our company. So our company right now is full service agency. We work with 400 different brands right now, and working with 400 different brands, you obviously have to have a lot of strategy and a lot of processes in place, and that is exactly what we're going to be diving into today is all of those SOPs, right? SOPs are essentially how you can make sure that it doesn't matter the size of the account, the brand that you're working on, everyone gets the same level of care and the same level of due diligence, and also that same level of strategy across the board, whether you're somebody who's been working on Amazon for 5 years or somebody who's been working on Amazon for 5 months, right? You always can just follow the SOP, and it's going to lead you down the exact same path one way or another. So excited to be able to share this today.
Very nice. And you mentioned you have been working with seller accounts yourself. So do you remember what was your first ever SOP that you followed? Hopefully you were given one.
So not one I followed, actually. So I am not a very high detailed person. I can create SOPs all day if I really have to on topics, but unfortunately, I am a bit of a rogue asset when it comes to the SOPs. That being said, I do fully believe in them. The first one I ever actually had to follow was for listing creation, and it was SOP I got off of a YouTube video way back in the day from someone, and it actually made me really mad at the time because it was completely outdated. Because Amazon had just gone through a new platform change. I was just starting on Amazon, and the SOP was just fully outdated, and so I was pretty annoyed at that and everything. And that kind of has transitioned as well into some of the philosophies behind our SOP library, where we have an entire team, and it's their entire job at the end of the day to update SOPs all day long. That's anytime we see something change. Just this morning, for instance, Amazon released some new information about how the Vine program works. And first thing that our team does is this morning is update our Vine SOP. So
Yeah, I think current times are a little bit crazy probably for the team because as you have been in the space for a while yourself, you know that the speed with what Amazon is not just making like fundamental changes to like they would say dashboard changes or something that is just like interface related. There are actually changes in rules, requirements, whatever. So there's a lot of things to actually pay attention to.
yeah, absolutely. Well, on top of that, Amazon changes not only the rules, they also change how like the algorithm works, right? Some things, so we'll change, for instance, like our SEO SOPs to be more in tune with whatever we're seeing across the board. One of the great perks of having 400 plus accounts that you're working on and managing is that you get so much data back as to what is working and what isn't. So we can fine tune over time the SEO SOPs, design SOPs based on how Amazon's algorithm is interacting with all of our client accounts, from anybody who's just launching to brands that are doing millions upon millions a month.
All right. And now, as I said in the beginning, you have this SOP library put together. It's frequently updated by the team, so it's always kind of up to date. Do you know by heart how many different SOPs do you currently have in their library?
I think right now we technically advertise a little over 550, but I know that number is actually wrong, and our actual is around 900 at this point in time. So we're getting close to that 1,000 mark, and that's the only reason I know it's closer to 900. We really should update the marketing behind that, but
But maybe
yeah, so
maybe you're waiting to hit that 1,000, and then you're gonna just launch your big update that now from 500 is now to thousands SOPs.
well, and one of the bigger aspects I should also mention there is that, we have SOPs not only for like brand owners, right? We also have SOPs for agencies as well, right? And if we pair both of those together, it's well over that 1,000 mark, I think close to 1,200, right? So there's SOPs for every aspect of Amazon that we work with, even, Google Meta we do now as well. So we're creating more and more SOPs on that end where, that's one of those areas that I think there's a lot of, I don't want to say misinformation, but a lot of misknowledge and whatnot. So it's a big pride aspect for us at the end of the day to make sure that all of our SOPs are, fully up to date and that, we're creating new ones whenever there is a new topic that needs an SOP of some kind.
Very good. And how can you give us like an overview how these SOPs are either sorted by or I mean 500, 900, it's a lot of SOPs. Maybe you can even show us like a sneak peek if I or any of our viewers would just this SOP library. What is the thing they're essentially having? Are you sending over 900 files just via email, or do I have a platform to access and kind of easily navigate between different ones?
Yeah, 900 SOPs over email would be a, a bit of a challenge. Thankfully, no. So we use a platform that many people might be knowledgeable about, which is this one, which is Doc 360. So Doc 360 specifically, you can see here we have our SEO SOP for competitor research, right? So Doc 360 is very much meant for exactly this of just SOP libraries. One of the really nice parts about how all of this is put together, and something that we're actually working on right now is we're actually working on a new table of contents for how all of it's going to be going. So anybody who is getting into our SOP library right now is going to see this table of contents, be able to look up exactly what they're looking for. Are you looking for advertising? Are you looking for AI stuff, catalog, design? And you can click into even more so what we're doing. So this is a big project that we're undertaking right now to really try and make sure that people who are getting in and using our services are using them for, and being able to actually find what they're looking for. It's something that we've heard some feedback on in the past and people have issues with, right? Finding the exact SOP. Because when you're talking about, 500 to 1,000 SOPs, that's a lot to read through, right? And so finding exactly what you're looking for can be a bit daunting, right? Especially when we get into stuff like catalog and if we come down here, we have things around like Shopify, we have things around Walmart. Catalog is one of the largest areas though, because we'll have things such as maintenance, right? Which if we dig into maintenance, we have another 5 categories. And if we start to dig into this, there's even more categories, right? So we wanted to really get granular with how all of our SOPs are displayed for people. We even have, our brand management SOPs, business analysis SOPs, right? So everything there that you can imagine. And so this is one of the big things that we're pushing out and rolling out. And one of the great parts about our SOP library as well is that anytime we're doing anything with the SOP library as well, we are rolling out any new changes. We're rolling out any new SOPs that we come up with. So if somebody comes in and they buy our SOP library for life, right? They're getting not just everything we have done now, but everything we will do in the future as well, right? And we'll continue just maintaining this and realistically want to have basically the largest, catalog of Amazon SOPs that there possibly could be. So it's a really, really big thing. But yeah, we have tons of different categories here and tons of different types of SOPs. Some are overlapping, some are not, and some are even, old stuff that will mark as outdated, right? So different Amazon programs like Amazon Local that no longer exists, right?
And you mentioned there are different types of SOPs. So could you expand on that? What do you mean under it? Do you mean like they're like operational SOPs, something else?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think the best way to look at it is, so like right here, for instance, we have the idea of like maintenance. So we're under catalog. We have these different ones, right? So, listing optimization, you can see here that will cover anything from catalog to SEO to some supplement articles about different, things such as A+ content guidelines, right? And a big aspect that we see when we think about something like Amazon and how Amazon has laid out all of their, different codes and all of their different error codes and all of their different, help guides, quote unquote, is that they don't truly do a walkthrough step by step on what everything is, right? And you have to read through, 2, 3 pages to actually see what the Amazon A+ content guidelines are. Whereas here we want to make it as simple as possible. What are the formatting? What do you have to do for text? What can you claim? What can't you, right? Doing the actual important aspects. What are restrictions that you can have? Sensitive content, right? All of this are things that actually matter when you're creating A+ content. And so that's how we're doing all of our SOPs at the end of the day, is doing it from not only the aspect of what you need to know, but also doing it from the aspect of how would we use it, right? Because we're using these SOPs ourselves day in, day out. We even have general SOPs, everything from opening multiple seller centrals, to Slack best practices, right? So there's all sorts of things that you'll get within this. Not everything is Amazon, but you do get essentially everything you would need to run an Amazon business.
Yeah, actually, I just wanted to highlight that it's great to see that there are some SOPs, for example, about TikTok Shop or Shopify, which we all know that many Amazon sellers are looking into these things. So you're not only staying like on Amazon and on the platform itself. Are there any exciting SOPs that you have recently added to the library?
Any exciting ones we recently have added to the library? I don't know what the most recent ones that would be exciting are. Again, I think the big aspect, like if I look into Vine, right? So you can always search at any point in time, Vine setup, and we can also look at, general SOPs for Vine, right? But if we're looking at like our Vine setup stuff, this SOP, you can see up here in the top, updated today, April 15th, as of when we're recording this. And it's because we did. We put an update as of today into how Vine is doing their enrollment, right? And how it affects parentages. Because just today, Seller Central released new things about Vine. And you can even see in some of these, we'll have different SOPs almost within inside the SOP itself, right? For multiple steps if something is a little bit more generalized. So it's not just an SOP at the end of the day, but also a tool for learning, because we're talking about, what is the overall idea of it, right? Vine setup, but then also doing the step by step and some FAQs, common questions people are going to ask and that we get from people. So that really is how we kind of encompass all of our SOPs at the end of the day. The big aspect that we always try and look for in any SOP is, who is this for, right? Who are we trying to make this for? Is this for somebody, in this case, all individuals who want to join Amazon Vine? What is the objective? General outline, and then essentially what you're going to need, any reminders, and then clarification. And then from there, it's just, how do we do it? And we'll show pictures in a lot of our SOPs, which is a really big aspect of, I feel like, a lot of SOPs out there miss, right? You can have a great step by step. You can even ask, AI nowadays for a step by step on how to do something. If you don't know where the thing is in the first place, how are you supposed to do it? So it's one of the big areas, especially if you're someone who's not super tech savvy. Our SOPs still work great with the aspect that we have pictures, highlight exactly where you're supposed to go.
Okay, very good. So probably for sellers who are watching us, who are already in the business for some years, they have heard the word SOP before. They have heard you should create SOPs, you should maintain them. So I think it's no question for them to understand what's the value of having such library for themselves, for the team to hand over different tasks. But if there's someone watching us who is fairly new to the Amazon game, and maybe it's just a one-man show still, could you highlight what's like the main benefit of having such library and why it's actually needed? And because I know sometimes newer sellers are thinking, but well, Amazon is maybe gonna help me or support me on my journey to sell on Amazon, right? But us who have been in the space, we know that it's not always the case. But I just wanted to clarify that part with you.
Absolutely. Amazon does not care about sellers at the end of the day. They are the most Amazon considers themselves the most customer-centric company out there, right? And so we always took on the motto of we want to be the most seller-centric company out there. And we even have shirts that say us versus Amazon on them, and we give them out all the time, right? Because it's all of us against Amazon. And so that's exactly the point. Amazon is, you could look up a bunch of stuff in Amazon. You can ask questions within their little search box. It is so difficult to actually find information, especially once you get more in depth on things, right? And Amazon doesn't make it super apparent certain strategies and certain sections that are even available, right? So there, I think a great one is that we have a few different ones on like error codes. So I personally have recorded and created SOPs on nearly over 100 different error codes. They're like the most common ones on Amazon. Amazon error codes, if you ever go to any of the pages in the search for Amazon error codes, it doesn't tell you at all how to solve any of the error codes, and it only tells you a potential reason as to why. And usually that's not even the real reason as to why you're getting the error code. And so it's exactly that type of reason as to why we wanted to create essentially just this catalog of procedures that you can follow, whether you're, again, somebody who is a multi-million-dollar brand or you are someone who is just starting on Amazon. At the end of the day, this is going to give everything. We have everything from launch to, getting marketplace, dominance essentially within your category, right? So it's a very important aspect, I think, for any Amazon seller to learn. And a lot of Amazon sellers always have to tend to learn hands-on by themselves. And it's a big aspect why we do this. We want to be able to make sure that everyone can kind of learn at the end of the day. And is this going to replace the experience of somebody who's been selling on Amazon for quite a while and has, strategies built up from working on a bunch of different brands or anything like that? No, it's not, unfortunately. But it gives a very good in-depth ability for someone who potentially can't, afford an agency or can't afford an in-house team or anything like that to manage it, to kind of get up to par to a certain extent.
And I mean, nowadays, especially, it's like the speed is so important when selling products on Amazon. So the faster you're able to set things up, from coupons to virtual bundles to solving different error codes or error messages, as you just told, it's so important, because you're not, basically, with every day you're losing the opportunity where you could sell more and make more money. And while you are kind of out of the game, your competitors are still selling and getting all the advantage. So definitely a very, very helpful resource for many sellers. So for sellers who are watching us now, of course, we're gonna give and share the link to the SOP library also to the video description below. But can you also show us on the website where I could sign up for it? Because to be honest, I don't have it yet, but you got me very excited about it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So if you head on over to our website, we actually have this little tab at the top, and you can click on the SOPs, and we have all sorts of ones. So we have our Amazon brand SOPs, which is this site here. You can get access to them. We also have agency SOPs. We have our brand manager playbook as well, which our brand manager playbook is every single strategy that we use day in, day out on brands, no matter what size. Again, we have Academy, which is all of our courses, and General Academy for learning as well. So if you are ever curious about getting some SOPs, just head over to our website. You can do myamazonguy.com/SOP, or just head over to myamazonguy.com and click the little SOP button at the top.
Very good. Well, thanks again, Noah, for introducing us to SOP Library. If anyone watching us has any questions or maybe also ideas, if they're already users and have the access, maybe they are spotting a missing SOP, then of course feel free to leave a comment below. We're gonna invite Noah and my Amazon Guys team to check it out, answer, or then start working on creating a new SOP for the library as well. So thanks again for your time, and I hope to see you soon on our channel.
I hope this video will help you to create and maintain effective standard operating procedures, SOPs, for your Amazon business. If you're interested in getting access to this SOP library, check the link below in the video description. And if you enjoy the videos we create, don't forget to hit like and subscribe buttons. And if you have additional questions or comments on the content you just heard, leave them in the questions section below. And now I recommend you to watch another video where Stephen Pope is sharing SOPs for strategic keyword research. So check them out.